Hello, hello, my friends. Welcome back to the podcast, Authors Allies. Rebecca here. Today, we are going to talk about using Pinterest as an author. I know that's not something that you guys normally would have on your radar, but there are a lot of reasons that you may want to use Pinterest. And I want to tell you that I have been seeing a lot more authors, books, and information on Pinterest lately. So I really wanted to share a little bit of information with you. A couple of reasons that Pinterest can really work well for authors. First of all, you're talking to the right crowd. Over 76% of Pinterest users are women, and they are mostly between the ages of 25 to 44. And of course, that is the exact sweet spot of most of the readers that devour books and support female creators, right? The other thing is that they are not passive scrollers. These are people that are intentionally looking for inspiration, solutions, things to occupy their free time. And obviously, as an author, we want people to occupy their free time by reading our books. And so Pinterest is a really good one to keep in mind. Another reason that you would like to use Pinterest as an author is that Pinterest users tend to have higher incomes. And when they come to Pinterest, a lot of them are doing searches for things that they do plan to buy at some point. And when the economy gets a little bit shaky, like maybe it is right now with the world just a little on edge with things, a lot of times people are cutting the fun stuff. And sadly, that means reading. And so when we can find buyers that have not only a higher intent, but also have a higher income, they are more likely to have a little extra to be able to spend on books. Another reason that we really want to incorporate Pinterest into our author marketing is that visual search engines are using Pinterest. You can find Pinterest on Google, on Bing, anywhere that you go to do a search. Pins are going to pop up, and pins are searchable forever. If you post a book quote today, in 6 months or even 6 years from now, you are still going to get traffic to that. One thing to keep in mind, though, is that Pinterest does typically take like a 3-month kind of a ramp up before your stuff starts getting out there. So do keep that in mind. But the good news about that, though, is once it's up there and it starts circulating, it is, again, searchable forever. The other thing that Pinterest is perfect for is all of your backlist of books. Even though you may not be talking about your backlist right now on the rest of your socials or your emails, just by having those books out there on your pins, on your boards, it's basically evergreen content that's just hanging out and waiting for people to see it. Similar to the way your blog works, and also how YouTube is starting to work these days. And the final reason that I think Pinterest can be really helpful for you as an author is that it becomes a natural funnel for list building. If you were to put all of your lead magnets up there, we're talking quizzes, free chapters, reading guides, anything that you've got going on for your readers, this is a great place to have those so that they start circulating and people start sharing them. And it's just a nice, easy, low-key salesy way to build your list. Now, I've had several people ask me recently if you should set up a business account. If you're already comfortable with Pinterest and you've been using it for a while, sure, go ahead, switch to that business account because you're going to have the analytics and some extra things that you can use through your account. If you're unfamiliar to Pinterest, I would not worry about the business account just yet because I find that it's not as user-friendly for people as just a standard Pinterest account. So if you're just getting started in using Pinterest in general, I would set up a personal account using a name that you would want to use, should you start using it for your business, and start just getting a feel for what Pinterest is like. The reason that people are going to enjoy your Pinterest boards is it's another way for them to start to get to know you, right? So thinking like a reader, if I go to Pinterest and I start seeing some of those pins that we talked about a few minutes ago as your natural marketing, I may also click and go directly to you so I can follow you. While I'm there, I'm going to poke around your profile and see what kind of boards you've saved. If you're a dog lover, maybe you like recipes, you might be sharing other authors, other books that you like. These are all things that people are going to want to know about you. Anything that they find on those Pinterest boards just helps to get them familiar with you and start thinking of you like another friend, right? And when we are marketing our books, it's really all about marketing ourselves. People want to have a relationship with an author. They want to feel like you know them. They want to feel like they know you. And getting to know each other from just looking at your Pinterest boards can really tell someone what kinds of things that you like. And so when you're creating your boards, you want to be a little bit strategic. So you want to have different types of boards that will help people. Maybe book quotes that hit hard, behind the scenes of my novel, romantic getaways inspired by my characters, tips for aspiring authors. I think you kind of get the idea. We want the boards to reflect your genre, the reader interest, and your brand vibe. But additionally, you're going to be saving things that are of interest to you. Maybe you love kitchens for some reason, or you have a big thing for what your library should look like. So whenever you are doing these things and you're in Pinterest, again, you are helping your readers get to know you. So when you're in Pinterest, you also want to work on designing eye-catching pins. Pinterest is visual, basically a lot like Instagram in that regard. And so you want to use a 2/3 ratio, which is approximately 1,000 by 1,500 pixels. You want to have clear fonts. You want to have high contrasting colors. And you want to use on-brand graphics for your own created pins. And so just by creating, I don't know, 3 to 5 reusable templates, you can make it really easy to pop some things up into Pinterest. The other thing you want to do when you're creating your own pins is you want to keep SEO in mind, because remember, Pinterest is being searched on Google and other search engines. Pinterest itself is a search engine, right? And Pinterest works on keywords. And so you want to get the keywords into your pin titles, your board names, and your descriptions. So think phrases along the lines of best cozy mystery novels, where you're going to share other novels that of course would include yours. How to write a children's book. Free romance novel download. So keeping the keywords in there that people are looking for is going to help that SEO when it comes to creating your pins. Step 6 in creating your Pinterest boards is you want to stay consistent. Even if you just pin once a week, that is going to keep your content fresh and discoverable. If you prefer to use a schedule, there's an app out there called Tailwind that has been very popular for a while to batch your content. You can also use a scheduler within Pinterest itself. I use Metricool, and Metricool allows me to put my pins on Pinterest, which is great because when I create the little video clips from these podcasts, I'm able to easily get those up on Pinterest at the same time that I am putting those up on my Reels and on my YouTube. So really helps you to be able to work a little smarter. So step 7 on this is we want to engage like it's social media, because it kind of is, right? There are what's called group boards where you can repin other people's content and you can make comments and things like that. It's not chatty like Facebook or anything else, but just making a comment now and then is a great way to help get some conversations going. The 8th step that I want you to do when you are looking at your Pinterest is to track what's working. You're going to keep an eye on your analytics, particularly when you get switched over to a business Pinterest. And you want to just keep an eye on it, see what is getting clicked, see what people are saving, and then see if it's bringing people over to your website. You're going to use that intel to create more of what your audience is really loving to look at. I'm going to give you a quick tour here if my computer will play nice with sharing my screen, just to give you some ideas. So looking at my Pinterest, this is basically what it would look like if you go directly to my profile, and you're going to see that there is a cover. So similar to how you have a cover on your Facebook or your LinkedIn profile, you have the opportunity to have a cover on your Pinterest board as well. And then when you scroll down, you're able to see all of the boards that I set up. So you can see that I am interested in ADD topics. I'm interested in air fryer recipes. You'll see my Authors Allies board. You'll see various quotes that I have. You'll see my blogs. You'll see books I like. So you can see my dog blogs. When you look through here, you get a good idea of what kinds of things I like, enjoy. You can see I like the Grinch when it gets to Christmas time, and I have lots of fun Halloween stuff and holiday decor. So in scrolling through, you can tell not only have I been on Pinterest for a long time, but I have a lot of varied interests, and you can just tell a lot about me from looking through the boards here. One thing that you'll notice on my business specific boards, I'm going to specifically use this Authors Allies board here. This little square right here to the left, if you can kind of see where my cursor is going, it's supposed to be a little graphic of me with a pencil as a sword. You can see a couple of them right here again in the purple. That was what's called a cover. So on your boards, you are able to choose boards, and you can make your Pinterest really pretty by choosing various covers for your boards. I actually have a couple other covers down here as well, but the main one is the Authors Allies. Now, that's not really necessary, but I personally like it when I go to someone's Pinterest and I can see the boards with the covers, because it tells me more about what each board is going to be about. It's just another thing that you can do to really make it look nice and make it easier for people to find your stuff, right? So hopefully this has given you a little bit of an idea as to how you might be able to use Pinterest for your work. Now, as an author, again, I know that there's a lot out there social media wise and marketing wise for you to take advantage of. Don't let this overwhelm you. If you don't think Pinterest is your thing, by all means, leave it behind. But as the internet gets more and more searchable, as AI makes things more and more searchable, and as people are kind of leaving some of the social media places as we know it, it's just another option for you, even if you, like I said, just do one pin a week, or possibly hire a VA to do a bunch of pins for you. You can make it as easy or as expansive as you like. A couple of things that I do have that could help you out. One, I've always got my free 10-step ebook to the Ultimate Book Marketing Plan. You can collect that from the link in the notes. And I'm also going to add a link to get 10 free Pinterest graphics that you can use on Canva if you have the paid Canva and can use templates. So I'm going to send you a template for that if you're interested. That will help you get started on Pinterest. As always, thank you for being here. Share this with a friend. Be sure to subscribe, give me a like, and hopefully we will see you soon with the next episode. Have a great day and keep writing. Take care.
That's all for this episode of Authors Allies. We hope you enjoyed our exploration of the literary world. Be sure to stay tuned for our next episode, where we'll have more fascinating interviews, book reviews, and marketing tips. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform. Leave us a review and share us with a friend. To get your free copy of our ebook, 10 Steps to Your Ultimate Book Marketing Plan, be sure to head over to our show notes. Until next time, happy reading and writing.